This is Amy Oscar, and this is a soul call card reading for the week of April 15th. I'm a little late getting it out, but here we go. So I'll say that this is a 21 card reading drawn from a deck of 108 possibilities. The soul call card deck has 108 words. Each card has one word on it. And in this reading, I began with a 9 square, and 12 more cards volunteered to be part of the reading. They leapt from my hands, and I laid them out in the 21 card layout, which readers will know as the chakra reading. So you'll hear references to the chakras in this reading, and that's why. Okay. So this reading echoes several powerful archetypes. So listen for them as I read it, and then I'll sort of go over some of that afterwards. This is the reading Rise, Fallen Child, You Matter. The summary of the reading is all death maps are maps of creation. The world, remaking the world, remaking the world again. The roots are on fire. Greed is the fuel. This is a map of the fall of materialism. It is also a map of rebirth, the crowning of a new way of being human, living in relationship with the living earth. The roots are on fire with the flow of a miracle. Everything that falls will rise again. The old story gives way to the new. The fallen child rises. And what an interesting reading to have during the week of Easter, which was when these cards were drawn originally. It's taken me almost 10 days to complete the reading, partially because I've been sick. So because of the coronavirus, which has touched my family here in New York. So I continue. The fallen child rises. All is returned to grace and a new way of being human. The sacred child is crowning, is being born. And there you can see the reference to childbirth, right? The crowning is both the crown placed on top of the head of the sacred or the divine child, but also the crowning of the baby's head at birth. You are that child. You are that child. And so is everyone else. And all the work that you've been doing in dreams and down under the soil and down under the radar, down at the root of the world, the invisible, uncredited labor of holding on to love, holding out for love in the middle of darkness, has been recorded in the heart of the world, the heart we all share. I see you. I have always seen you. Your work matters, and it matters to me. And again, we have this voice coming into the reading. This Grace Mother seems to be speaking to us again. Or you could even imagine that the coronavirus is speaking to you. She certainly is a force of nature. I see you. I have always seen you. I mean, think about if it's the virus speaking to you that way. Think about how that instantly shifts our relationship to this threat, right? To this icky, germy, chaotic other, this enemy, right? So think about it. This is a force of nature. Or you could think about the voice that's speaking through this reading as nature, or the divine feminine, Sophia, speaking directly to us. I see you. I have always seen you. Your work matters, and you matter to me. Your actions matter. Your thoughts matter. You matter. Now I want to again stop to say, hear the word matter matters, right? Because we're talking about materialism in this reading. We're talking about embodiment taking form. We're saying you matter. You're allowed to fill up the footprint of your own life with your own embodiment. You matter to me. The Grace Mother, the Wisdom Mother is speaking. The earth is speaking, you could say. You matter. And though you may not have realized this, your heart and soul work has set the roots of the world on fire. Do not be afraid. Though fire destroys life, it also transforms everything it touches. Leaf becomes mulch, mulch becomes soil. And this fire has landed at the belly of the human being and the throat, supported by the earth. Supported by the earth. Let this fire transform you. Let it have you. And again, we're not talking about let the virus have you, though if you're struggling with the virus, I hope you're having a mild case. My experience was that when I stopped being afraid, it was easier to work with the virus. You'll have your own experience of that, but fear doesn't help. It weakens the immune system. If this fire has you, let it have you. Do what you can to beef up your immune system and go through it as through a dream of an encounter with the force of nature. How will it strengthen you? What will it give to you? Think of it that way. Dance with it. That's what this means. Let it have you as a dance partner. And then rise, child. I will rise with you. Your fall from grace is over, if you but stand. I have given you hunger to move and inspire you. When you separate from me, hunger becomes greed. Hunger becomes exploitation. I have given you hunger to move you and inspire you. Let hunger become creativity. Fall to the soil and take root now. Let me support you. Untangle your courage and flow up the map to your own resurrection. Flow up the map of your own body to your own resurrection. This is in the reading. There are some very strong, familiar symbols here, but this is what the cards had to say. This hunger that you feel now for one another and for the planet, this hunger that you feel now for freedom is a miracle. It's the flow of fire, of life force, calling you to the root of matter. So here we are again in the root and in the soil of the material world. The story of your fall is a trickster wall of mirror, distorting the root map of the world. This wall has isolated you from your own sovereignty and your sacred connection to your body and to the earth. This wall has crowned a mirror trickster. The walls which pretend to be isolated bodies but are not real. And here I think it's talking about corporations, right? The walls of a corporation which pretend to be isolated bodies, islands, right? Incorporated, right? But they are not real. They are not natural forms. The time of dead bodies having dominion is past. That heart wound is recorded. Rise now, and not rise against the corporations. Just rise into your own sovereignty. Let it all take care of itself. You don't have to do anything about that. You don't have to take anything down. That's not what this reading is suggesting at all. It's suggesting the opposite, that you rise into your own authority over your own story. Sacred child, rise from your fall. Rise from your fall. And by fall here, we're talking about separation from grace. The grace which is your true home. You were never separate from grace. Fall into the root now, the root of grace. Fill with your own presence and rise, embodied and on fire. You are the miracle. Root and rise and radiate. Sorry, I left out a word. Root and rise. Reveal what you are. Emerge into view and radiate from there. This is the essential message of the reading, and it's also the message I'm receiving through my dreams, which confirms the cards, which is kind of extraordinary. That doesn't happen very often, but it's a powerful time. Powerful guidance is moving through the world. So some of my notes, and then I'll let you go. A miracle moves across the map of the world. This is from the reading on the card. And by the way, I'll put a link at the bottom of this video where you can go look at the reading so you could see what I'm talking about. It'll be posted on my website at amyoscar.com. So, miracle, map, matter, the three cards that came up. And from that I say a miracle moves across the map of matter of the world, right? A miracle maps itself onto the soil is another way of saying that. Matter represents Mother Earth. It also represents the body. A miracle maps itself on the body. So there's the virus, right? Our own materiality. We are embodied beings. In this reading, fall, child, matter is a powerful image. People are dying. Fall, child, matter. This is real. Roots of materialism also fall away. Fall, matter. Right? Matter falls. Death, disincorporation of the trickster child. And the trickster child could be anyone in power, in any organization, government, household, one who pretends to be something they're not, one who uses tricks, childlike often tricks, to have dominion over matter, right? To put on a false crown, right? To pretend they are the divine child, essentially, when they're a trickster mirror child, right? The roots of hunger, fire, which is greed, burn beneath the soil, fire and matter, which come in the reading right next to each other. So this reading, which appeared during a year when Easter and Passover were being celebrated the same week, echoes several powerful archetypes from both of these traditions. The archetypes are reflected in all Earth's traditions, but let's just quickly go over some of them. The fall from grace, symbolized in our separation from ourselves and from nature. The sacred or divine child, returning or rising, symbolized in our faith traditions as wearers of the crown. The head encircled with a corona of gold or light. In mythology, these are our messiahs, our Buddhas, our kings. Now the reading suggests divinity rises in us all, inviting our own radiance to emerge from hiding. The reading says all are crowned now. And this is kind of a redistribution of power, of authority, back to the concentrated authority, redistributed to where it belongs, each of us empowered and sovereign over our own destiny, right? And our own body. The resurrection, the fallen one returns. That which was killed or died off returns in a new form, with new gifts to offer and a new path to walk upon. And of course, the Death Mother is in this reading, represented by fall child matter. Matter can also represent mother. So the Death Mother, the one who kills her own child. So the Death Mother archetype is very strong here, and in the time in which we live, right? This is a natural force, a force of nature, killing people. It's very scary when your mother turns on you, right? It can feel that way. So the Death Mother symbolically represents the endless cycle of life and death. She gives birth in the spring, and then